Hello, welcome to Grumpy John's Garage. Today we're back in the tub and we're going to do the right hand side parts. Now that's done, we can get on with the job. Today I'm going to finish this side off, the right hand side. I've got the screen clamp, which only has one hole. Guess I've got to drill a hole. It's probably just body filler. Oh, I wonder why I missed that. The mounting for the front Bose mount. We've got the rear Bose mount. Then we've got the reflector. And then we've got the side body handle. So I can put this side on as well because it's primed and painted on here. And I think we'll put the other two footman loops on there. The other side's looking fantastic. If you want to see them getting fitted, check out my other videos and you'll see quite a lot on it. From rebuilding the tub, to welding it up, to fitting all the accessories, the Pioneer tools, the axe and the shovel mounts, and just lately on the last videos doing the last of the mounts and the toolbox lid. But there's quite a few still to do because I've still got my dash to do, and you can see there that's the sound deadening pad. Over there that's the fuel filter, and that is the seal kit for going round the gearbox access hole and the brake master cylinder access hole. Quite a few things to do. It's absolutely freezing today. It's -7 when I came in. Yeah, just filler. Just a wee 1/8 hole. And a wee bit of touch up just to protect it. That's that done now. Hate oil in my hands or antifreeze, that's even worse, but don't mind paint. Screen clamp, large arch to the front, 2 7/16 headed bolts and nuts and spring washers and a washer. This one will be a bit more awkward because it's inside the glove box. That's it done. I had to tighten it from the outside instead of tightening it on the nut because you can't get the leverage in the glove box. Fresh cup of tea made, warmed up in the heater. The next thing I'm going to show you is the floor drain plug and clinch nut. What I'll do, I'll take you in and I'll show you. You can see here on this one here, because this is the new floor. That is what that is. And that's it from underneath. So you get one of them new and you get the drain plug. So if you go through water, if you wade through water or it's raining or whatever, you can let the water out. Let's go back up the top. So the clinch nut, as you can see, it's welded in, and then this crown here is folded over, so the metal is trapped in between there, and it holds it in a spot of weld just to hold it in. If you try to thread it in from the bottom, it doesn't seem to thread in. It doesn't want to thread in. It's like they've put a stop in the bottom of it. Same on the other side, but if you put it in from the top, it goes in. My Jeep never had any of this, but there was plenty of holes that they didn't really need a drain plug to let the water out. And of course, something. So a bit of weld there stopping me putting my plug in. I think it is. Looks like that spot of weld stopped me getting my plug in. The clinch nut on that old floor is a size down from the hole that's in that. My plug don't fit. I'll come back to that later on, not interested. Let's get the rest of bits done. Let's put on this eyelet. So remembering that if it's up and down like that, it's for the Willys, and if it's horizontal like that, it's for the GPW. It's held on with I put a body washer, a spring washer, and a 9/16 headed nut. And this will be very awkward because it's inside the glove compartment. Another thing with that floor, you've got to remember I have had the Jeep for 10 years just this week. I probably bought that floor 9.5 years ago. I'm sure it was Jeep parts, but I don't honestly remember. I've probably got a receipt for it. I keep all my receipts. Nope. I'm not going to get a ratchet on that one because you can see the pylon. This bit here, that's part of that. That's part of that. They call that the pylon. And you can just see in there. Let me put you in there. You can see in there. It's quite tight. So what I'll have to do is put a bar in there and tighten it from the outside with a spanner on the inside. That's it, on to the next bit. Next is the forward Bose bracket. As with the last one, I'm not using this big nut and bolt. You use a swivel bracket. Top nut and bolt, both 1/2 inch, EC marked. They go from the outside inward with a nut and a spring washer inside the tub. Remembering to put the strap through before you bolt it in. Okay, if you want to learn how I do my safety strap, go into my video feed and take a look, and there's probably a couple of videos there showing you how to do it. Another one fitted. Again, rear Bose bracket, the top one, the countersunk, slot-headed bolt. 2 of them with a nut and a spring washer. And then the bottom one is a nut and a bolt. What the heck? Oh, remember these nuts. Remember these nuts. On this nut here, and the other ones. See, you can see on that, it's nice finished, rounded off. But the other side, they've only finished one side off. That one's more flatter. So when you're trying to get a socket on from this side, it's really tight. And I think the electroplating on these silver ones are quite thick. And that's the same on this side, it's rounded off. And then that side's flat. You can see how flat it is. But the edges of the face there have not been rounded off compared to that one. I'm going to put a 13mm on it. 13mm fits perfect. Clean that up a wee bit. I prefer to tighten it from the back if I can, but with that one it's, as I showed you in the other video, it's right tight up against the wheel tub. So next thing is, I think we'll put the grab handle on first, or will we? Put the reflector on. While I get that ready, I think I'll put the heater on. Reflectors. Remember to clock your reflector so that your serial number's at the bottom and Cocoran brown is at the top. Held on with a dome-headed slot bolt, a spring washer and a nut. Top one is inside the toolbox. Bottom one is underneath the wheel arch. That's it. Let's fit the last grab handle. Nut and a bolt, 1/2 inch size head, EC marked, nut, bolt, spring washer. ×4. What? Oh, guess I never pressed record on you. What have we got left? We're going to do last two footman loops on the rear panel. So what we've got footman loops here, and that's a spare wheel mount for 4 bolts. Then that's the fuel jerry can mount. This 4 here is for the jerry can top strap mount. Then at the bottom here you've got a shadow of a hole which needs to be drilled. That's for the foot rest for the spare wheel. And then you've got odd holes here, there. They are for wiring them. Let's get this done. Again, I can't put, in fact, that's not. That one there is not for the wiring. That is for the reflector. I've got another hole to go here. Footman loop, countersunk, slot, bolt with a spring washer and a nut. Again, this is fiddly because my hands are cold. I think this is worse than the other side. Trying it back. Well, that seems to work. So instead of trying to turn it on, thread it back a couple of, like a half a turn, 3/4 of a turn, and then it'll kind of line up with the start of the thread on the nut and the start of the thread on the bolt. That seems to be it. I don't think I'll be able to get that one today. This one here I'm going to finish off another day. My hands are cold and dexterity is not very good, so that is a really tight. You can see the hole there for the footman loop. Ghost. You can see the hole there for the footman loop. And there's no way my fingers are going to get that. You can see the other one there. And the other two that I was fighting with are just under here. You can see that one's tight, quite tight towards this edge of the seam. Well, done really well today. I've got my recycling, I've got my tidying up to do before I go home. Set this so that it's not annoying me on Monday while I've got work in. I'll take you off the camera and I'll show you around. Even the back's starting to look really good with the footman loops. We've got the trailer socket yet to go on, we've got the tail lights to go in, but we'll do that when we do the wiring. Gas can mount, we're not putting that on until the back end's painted. I'm not putting that top mount on until it's painted. And the spare wheel, I'm not going to put on until it's painted. Basically that's it from the back end. Grab handles on. Rear and front bows brackets are on. I would show you with the bows on it, but I don't have bows. Reflectors on. Grab handle side is on. As you can see, there's holes left there. They are for the hip pad. Could have put that on right enough, but I'll do that another day when I'm doing the glove box door. And the front windscreen clamp. Looks fantastic. So chuffed. Let's get rid of this. Full of junk, just like it's going to be when I've got it. And what another fantastic day working on my Willys Jeep. Starting to really look like a Jeep. I don't want to put in seats and stuff like that. Well, I do want to put them in, but it's just going to get heavier and heavier. I'm going to put the wiring loom in. Then once I've sat it on the chassis, then we can start putting in seats. And with that, again, I've mentioned in my video, if you want to go back to my timeline and check out all my other videos, I've got them restoring this whole tub and some interesting facts about it, and basically guiding you through how I have restored this Jeep to this point. And with that, I'm going to put the heater back on, I'm going to finish my cup of tea, do my recycling, and go home as I'm out to dinner tonight with my wife and my daughter. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. You just stay there, I won't be long. I promise, I've got lots more to do. Take care.